The hitman's about to pull the trigger, but a woman steps right into his shot. He's trained for this, snaps the scope back to the target, but instinct kicks in. He steals another glance at her, then he checks his watch. Heart rate just spiked to 101. He knows this ain't gonna work, so he takes a breath, steadies himself, waits. Heart rate drops to 65. Now he knows it's go time. This is when he's at his absolute best. He adjusts the rifle. He's never missed, not once. Crosshairs lock onto the target. Without hesitation, he squeezes the trigger, but right at that second, the woman suddenly moves. She catches the bullet. He chambers another round, ready for a follow-up shot, but the bodyguards are already rushing over. They yank the curtain shut. He knows he only gets one shot at this. Miss it, and the mission's dead. So he packs up fast. Doesn't forget to grab the shell casing off the floor. Make sure there's zero evidence left behind. Then bolts from the scene. He's got an e-bike waiting downstairs. Way less noticeable than a car. Cops are already on their way, but they're a step too late. On the road, he tosses the magazine first, then dumps the rifle into a passing garbage truck, cuts into an empty alley on purpose, dodges the cop cars like it's nothing. The whole escape, smooth as butter. Last thing, he chucks the helmet into the river. He's not the deadliest hitman out there, but he's definitely the most detail-obsessed. Before every job, he scouts the location for 2 weeks straight. That's why he always walks away clean. Then he finds a bathroom, quick rinse, shaves off the beard to kill his scent, changes clothes, hits himself with some cologne. Only after all that does he step out, heads straight to the airport. Once he gets there, he quietly pulls out his backup pistol, wipes off all the prints, drops it in the trash. But right when he's about to hit security, cops are already waiting there. The cops, he's not worried, but they've got a police dog with them, and it's staring right at him. He knows walking up there is way too risky, so he ducks back into the restroom, scrubs down his scent again. He's not about to bet against a dog's nose, especially not a trained Kindness 9. Then his boss calls, says the client found out about the failure, and he's pissed. He knows when you blow an assassination on a VIP, to avoid any blowback, clients usually just have the hitman killed. So now, he's in serious danger. He hangs up and crushes the phone under his foot. Can't let them trace him. Now he's not just running from cops. There could be other hitmen coming for him too. He can't let his guard down for a second. Even on the plane, his eyes are scanning everywhere. That's when he notices a guy in sunglasses keeps looking his way. Feels like he's being followed. So the second he lands, he books a connecting flight. But wouldn't you know it, the guy gets off too, and books the same flight. Red flags everywhere. This dude's probably a hitman sent by the client. To play it safe, he pushes his flight to the next day, checks into an airport hotel, orders room service, but he's not hungry. He just wants the dishes. He balances a glass on the door handle, sets a metal pan underneath. Now if anyone opens that door, he'll hear it instantly. Then he grabs a fruit knife for backup. Only then does he kill the lights and crash. Luckily, nothing happens that night. Soon he's on a flight home, lands, hops in his car, races toward home, thinks it's all finally over. But the second he pulls up, something's off. There are huge footprints on the ground, definitely not his wife's, and a pile of cigarette butts nearby. Someone was staking out his place. He grabs the pistol from his car, sprints into the woods. His gut tells him something happened to his wife. He gets inside. The place is empty, music's still playing. No one even turned it off. And there's blood on the walls. There was definitely a brutal fight here. All he can do is pray she's okay. He dials her phone. She's alive. He finally breathes, but she's hurt bad. She's in the hospital right now. When he gets there, all he sees is his wife barely clinging to life. He's shattered, hates himself for ever becoming a hitman, because now the woman he loves paid the price. Her brother tells him, 2 killers showed up, a man and a woman. They didn't even wear masks, like they didn't care who saw their faces. They demanded to know where her husband was. She wouldn't talk, so they tortured her brutally. When they were done, they hopped in a green cab and vanished. He makes her a promise. He swears nothing like this will ever happen again. She barely made it out alive. With injuries this bad, recovery's gonna take months. Then she wakes up, but her first words aren't about blaming him. She asks if he's okay. She says she was so scared she'd slip up and say something, but she didn't. No matter what they said, no matter what they did, she gave them nothing. The more she says this, the more guilt and rage tear him apart inside. He makes a silent vow. These people will pay. And just like that, revenge mode activated. He digs up his backyard, pulls out weapons, gear, stacks of fake IDs, burner phones. Then he hits the streets hunting for that green cab. This city's got tons of cab companies, all different colors. Finding it won't be easy. He combs through the entire town, finally spots a few green cabs, but he still needs to find the driver, so he tails one of them, finds their dispatch office, throws on a ski mask, pulls out his gun, walks right in with it pressed to someone's head. Inside, he digs through the computer for recent trip logs, finds the cab that was near his house, cross-references it to the driver, some black dude. Once he's got what he needs, He scatters cash all over the desk, trashes the whole room, makes it look like a robbery. With the info in hand, he tracks the guy down fast, pretends to be a regular passenger. The second he gets in, guns out. The driver freaks out, hands over his wallet immediately. He snatches it, couldn't care less. Asks if the guy picked up a man and a woman 3 days ago, with a gun in his face. The driver spills everything. Yeah, he picked up a couple at the airport. The woman had white hair, looked like cotton candy. The guy was jacked like a punching bag. They told him to follow GPS to a private house. His house. Now that he's got the story, he tells the driver to turn down a quiet road. The driver says when they came back at sunset, the guy's leg was covered in blood, hurt bad. They wanted a ride back to the airport. He did what they asked, then offers him a cigarette to calm things down. Hopes the guy won't do anything crazy. Next second, bang! He pulls the trigger without hesitation. The driver saw his face. No witnesses. Now he knows what happened, but he still doesn't know who those two killers really are, or who sent them. Next day, he heads to his private storage unit. Everything he needs for revenge is here. Guns, ammo, fake identities. He's got hundreds of fake IDs, even stockpiles of fake license plates. He picks a random lucky number and swaps it on. After that, he has a delivery guy bring him a trash bin, plus a nail gun and a barrel of sulfuric acid. Next step, disguise himself as a janitor, camp outside his boss's building. The boss definitely has info on the client and those killers, and he was probably in on the whole thing. How else would they know his home address? The building's got keycard access. He can't just walk in, so he waits for a delivery guy and slips in behind him, pretending to take out trash. The delivery guy even thanks him for holding the door, calls him a lifesaver. Once he's in the office area, he quietly times how long the automatic doors stay open, to avoid being spotted. He pretends to drink from the water cooler. The delivery guy leaves without suspecting a thing. The second the guy's in the elevator, he jams his foot in the door at the last possible second. The secretary inside has no idea danger just walked in. He grabs his gear and strolls right in like he owns the place. She jumps. She knows exactly how dangerous this guy is. She has no choice but to lead him to the boss's office. The boss sees him and gets it immediately, but he doesn't even flinch. Says, "Why'd you come here? Aren't you worried about the cops?" He ignores him, tells the secretary to tie him up, then has her tie herself up in the bathroom. The boss tells the secretary, "This'll be over soon. Don't worry, sweetheart." This guy seems way too confident he can handle this. He cuts straight to the point. Who's the client? But the boss just runs his mouth. When he won't talk, he fires the nail gun right into the chair. The guy still won't crack, won't give up a single thing, even brags that without him, he couldn't even put food on the table. The boss says, "Who do you think you're going after? You won't get away with this. There's nothing to gain here. Your only smart move is to turn around and walk out that door." Before he can finish, a nail gun blast hits him square in the chest. He can't breathe. He won't die right away, but he's got 4 minutes max. The secretary in the bathroom is too terrified to even breathe. Too late for regrets now. He even dials 911 for the boss. All he has to do is call for help himself, but he can't get a word out. He stumbles and collapses. He quickly slides a newspaper under him, can't let blood hit the floor. Turns out the chain-smoking boss didn't even last 2 minutes. Then he pushes open the bathroom door. The secretary knows what he's capable of. He can fake any cause of death. Begging won't help. She just asks him not to make her disappear completely. That way, her kid can still collect her life insurance. But a hitman can't afford compassion. Compassion is weakness, and weakness is fatal. He stuffs the boss's body into the trash bin, then rides down the elevator with the secretary. Someone in the elevator jokes, "Need help dumping the body?" She can only awkwardly play along. Then he drives her back to her place. With her help, he finds the files on the two killers, and the client's home address. Once he's got what he needs, he snaps her neck without hesitation, makes it look like she fell down the stairs. Back at the storage unit, he dissolves the boss's body in acid. 150 pounds of boss becomes a pitiful 150 grams, which he dumps into the river in a plastic bucket. Now it's time to hunt down that killer duo. Using the address the secretary gave him, he locates the long-haired male hitman. Clearly the guy's got juice in this neighborhood, and a pit bull. That's gonna be a problem. He needs a solid plan. So he hits the store, grabs meat and a bunch of sleeping pills. Now he waits. Too many guys around, he needs to wait until they all leave. Finally, one evening, his chance comes. The crew drives off. Only the boss stays behind. He quietly tails the others. They're just hitting up a bar to party. Perfect. They'll be gone a while. Now he can focus on taking out the hitman. First, he tosses the drugged meat to the pit bull. Once it eats, he just waits. 10 minutes later, the barking stops. He knows it's time. He slips inside, sees the dog passed out. Confidence boosted. Gun ready. He heads for the long-haired guy's bedroom, thinks this'll be an easy kill, but this dude's a hitman too. He's no amateur. He left the TV and shower running on purpose, baited him in, then ambushed him. He knew something was off the whole time. They go at it hard. His gun gets knocked away, and this guy's hand-to-hand skills, next level. He's getting his ass kicked. Long hair screams, "You broke into the wrong house." A hole. Turns out the guy thinks he's just a burglar. He can't figure out how to take this beast down, so he fights while backing up, keeps swinging whatever he can grab, but the guy's just too big. He gets slammed to the ground. Last second, he grabs a metal rod and cracks the guy with it, drives it right into his trap muscle. Even with that, long hair keeps coming, fighting through the pain, then pulls a gun from a drawer, but he reacts fast, cracks the guy's wrist with the rod, kicks him down, sends him crashing into a shelf, then dives under a cabinet. The guy rips the rod out of his own shoulder. He needs a plan. Fast, because this dude's closing in with a gun, but he's quick, uses a split-second gap between shots to dash into the bedroom. Now the guy's figured out who he is, bleeding and battered. He's coming to finish the job. Death is closing in. Then his hand finds the dropped gun. He opens fire through the doorway. Bang, bang, bang. Long hair goes down. Before the guy can even finish his last words, he puts one more in him. Meanwhile, the pit bull finally wakes up from all the noise, bolts straight for the bedroom, sees its master's body, still warm, hates itself for sleeping through everything. Full of rage, it charges after him. Maybe because he already killed the guy, he can't bring himself to shoot the dog, so he doesn't pull the trigger, just locks it inside, then torches the whole place, burns the evidence. Revenge, done, but he's hurt too. Still got the female killer to deal with. All the running and staking out has wiped him out. He passes out on the plane without realizing. Once he lands, he follows the address straight to her place. After 2 days and 2 nights of watching, she finally steps out. Looks like she's heading to a date. The second she leaves, he tails her. Soon they're both stopped at a red light. He pulls up right next to her, ready to end it right there, but just as he's about to fire, sirens in the distance. He has to back off for now. She pulls over up ahead, walks into a restaurant. There's a guy with her. Yup, definitely a date. She tells her date. You know, when a woman gets killed, the first suspect is always the husband or boyfriend. After the guy leaves, he walks right up and sits down. She sees the gun, instantly knows who he is, kicks herself for not finishing the job before. She asks, "Is Hodges dead? At least tell me that. Tell me he died badly." She offers him the food, says the chef always knows what she likes. It's the house special. Delicious. Even in the city, you won't find better. She's not giving up. She's trying to lower his guard so she can strike back, looking for any opening. Acting is part of the job, but he's a top-tier hitman too. He sees right through her. When he stays silent, she starts throwing the long-haired guy under the bus, says it was all his idea. She never wanted to hurt his wife, even tried to stop him, but he just wouldn't listen. She says, "You know how it is. You had a name, an address. It wasn't personal. We've all dealt with civilians who got in the way of a target." He still says nothing, just watches her performance. She knows she's dead no matter what, so she stops resisting, lets him walk her out. She says, "It's still early. This is the end for me. Maybe we could go by the river." People always want to know when their last moment is coming. As they walk, she suddenly trips and falls, probably hoping he'd be a gentleman and help her up. Instead, he pulls the trigger. He knew the fall was fake. She was looking for a chance to strike. Hitmen don't trust each other, but it's still not over. He only took out the 2 guns. The real hunter's still out there. A billionaire. Bodyguards everywhere. Bulletproof car. No way to just walk up to him. So he sneaks into the underground garage when the gate opens, trying to get into the client's penthouse from there, but the door's locked from inside. No way up. He snaps a photo of the lock, orders an exact replica online. Next day, his key arrives, but the basement key's not enough. He needs a key to the penthouse door too. So he follows the client to a high-end gym. While the janitor's cleaning, he tries to swipe the master key, but it snags on the guy's clothes. He quickly apologizes. "Just got this shirt. So sorry about that." Now the janitor doesn't suspect a thing, even feels a little guilty. And the master key, now in his pocket, the client and his bodyguard are already inside. Once they leave, he quietly unlocks the client's locker, finds the key card, clones it fast, then heads to the garage before the client gets home, uses his custom key to open the basement door, takes the elevator straight to the penthouse. While the guy's still showing off his fancy wine, he's already standing right behind him, sees the gun and thinks it's a robbery, says he doesn't keep cash at home. When the guy clearly doesn't recognize him, he pulls out the hit order. Now it clicks. He quickly explains after the failed hit. He didn't blame anyone. People make mistakes. Everyone slips up sometimes, but he had no idea how to handle the situation. Then, his handler told him, for 3 million more, he could make the problem disappear clean, and it wouldn't trace back to him. To stay out of it, he agreed, but how they handled it, He honestly doesn't know. The billionaire says he wants to make clear. He can't stress this enough. There's absolutely no issue between them, Zero. As far as he's concerned, they're good. After years as a hitman, he can tell the guy's not lying. So what happened to his wife? Not this guy's call, but before he leaves, he gives him a warning, come after me again, and next time it won't just be a conversation. Then he walks out. Just like that, revenge complete. His wife's healing up. He decides to leave the game for good. No more killing, just him and the woman he loves. But can he really walk away? Years of hits means a long list of enemies, so even when he's resting, he can't close his eyes. Always listening, always alert. Once you're in the game, you're in for life. That's the fate of a hitman.